Hi guys, Crispo here, back with Season 3 of my simulated career mode with York City. We are in N-Power League 1 again. We missed out on promotion by losing to Swindon in the semi-finals of the playoffs. We are going to look for promotion this season, and that is our main goal. The board have told us to gain promotion this season, and they have given us a transfer budget of £180,000. This means we're going to look to pick up a few free agents, and I've had a quick scout around and found a few potential signings. First one is Andrew Morris, a 70 rated cam. Then there's Jordan Patterson, a 68 rated centre back, aged 18. Potentially we could look to bring Zabala in on loan, or Tom Carroll. If we need a goalkeeper, which I'm potentially looking at, there is Valero Trevisan, 63 rated keeper. We also have Daniel Vidal-Perot, 63 rated left back, with potentially Robinson or Piazzon in on loan again. One of my subs suggested Naki Wells. Unfortunately, he's valued at 2.1 million, so he's potentially out of our budget. I may have to do a swap deal with Bradford if I look to sign him. And there's also Mato Pranic, a 65 rated striker who's 18 years old. I am going to make Pranic my first target. He only wants £1,500 a week. He wants a 4-year deal, which I am more than happy to give him. And I'm going to offer him a squad rotation role. I think for his age, he needs to realise that for a League One side, he's not going to be first team, as I do have better out there. I think I have 3 better out there, and my plan is to sell Chambers and also Henderson. If I can get them 2 sold, that will leave me with a bit of money available. We're also going to go after Daniel Pereo. We're going to offer him £2,000 a week, 4-year contract, and a rotation player. We will offer some more of these players contracts as and when we sell players. It's going to be a 1 in 1 out scenario from now on, I believe. I think that's how I'm going to work it. We have a few players who are going to be coming back from loans at other clubs, and most of those will be sold in this window if we can. I'm not going to keep them on loan because they're just wasting my wage bill when they're with me, so I'm going to look to get rid of them and bring in my own players and my own youth team players. Ho is also transfer listed. Hopefully we can sell him soon, as he's valued for around £300,000. So that will bring us some much needed transfer budget as Pranic accepts his contract. We will quickly get this deal done and get him into the squad as soon as we can. Okay, here we go. He is on his way. It's fantastic news. So now we need to try and look to get rid of Chambers or Henderson ASAP. Now that we have someone in to cover them, and I believe he's also rated higher than the pair of them. So we've got someone in younger and better rated on less money a week as well, I believe. But we'll quickly get the schedule moved forward as quickly as we can. Obviously there'll be a few interruptions for players returning from loan and also players signing contracts. Pereira signed his contract. Unfortunately, for some reason I've got no money left. Oh, I know why, except all the players have come back on from their loan spell, so we'll store the offer. And here we go. We got McLaughlin back. We have Reddy back. We have Platt back. We have Henderson back, and we have Azogwe back. So now that they're all back, I can transfer list them. I'm not too sure about Azogwe. I may let him go out on loan again. Quickly check my budget. No, I have, regardless of what I do, I have no money left because of all these players coming back. So we are going to have to sell some players immediately. Well, as soon as the offers come in, I think I'm just going to accept them, unless they're ridiculously stupid offers. Okay, Ho is worth 400,000, so that's a bit of a bonus. Hayham, Soriano, Taylor and Silva I want to keep. Platt, you can be transfer listed. I'll look to get rid of you. Okay, Baker, you're going to stay. McReady, transfer list you. Okay, McLaughlin, I think there's better out there that I can pick up and younger, so we'll get rid of you. Struan is going to stay for the time being. Azogwe, I think I'll list you again for loan. I think that's the best thing to do. You're only 19, you may improve. Tim Payne, I'm contemplating sending you out on loan. Henderson can go, he's 24 and he's rated less than Payne. Chambers is already transfer listed. So if I can sell 3 or 4 of those transfer listed players, there's what, $500,000 minimum brought in. So that will, if I get 75% of that, that's 300,000 for me, which is potentially another scout. It's signing some youth players, it's signing some free agents. We'll just have to see what becomes available. But we'll quickly get this schedule moved on as quick as we can until we have some news, whether it's transfers out or offers. Okay, here we go. Transfer offer for Ashley Chambers. He's valued at 190,000. Charlton have offered me 140,000. I'll happily let him go. I have 4 strikers who are better than him. I think, in fact, I may even have 5 strikers who are better than him. Payne's the same. Pranic is higher. Pina's higher. Soriano's higher. And Camilleri's higher. Okay, Chambers sold, and we've been allocated £100,000. That's great news. York City star Chambers sold. Okay, I wouldn't have necessarily classed him as a star. I think we have better players around him, and there are better players ahead of him. We'll see how this budget affects us. Okay, we now have £2,500. Or we can move it all around and have 4,500, which is what I'll do, because I'll look to. I think I may look to bring in a player now. Here we go. Yeah, we had Pereira. We had to stall so we can accept his contract. Have him in. He's going to be cover for Blanchett, or although he's lower, I may have Blanchett as cover. Start this Pereira and get his career going quicker than expected, and have him as my first choice left back. Quickly check the shortlist and decide who I'm going to sign next. I think it's really a toss-up between Morris and Patterson as to who comes in next. Although I don't have a backup. If anything goes wrong with my goalkeeping scenario, I don't have a third keeper. We'll see if this Trevisan will accept a future first-team player. It's what he will be eventually, but I may potentially have to look at having a lone goalkeeper in rather than a full-time keeper if he won't come, just so I have backup. If Fakito or Bassam gets injured, then I have no one spare, which will be a worrying scenario, and I may have to. In fact, I don't even know what the rules are in FIFA for emergency loan signings, if it does let you or if it doesn't. Okay, Brazil eliminate England, that looked like. Okay, so we sold Ashley Chambers and we've gone down to a 3-star team instead of a 3.5-star team. Okay, maybe it was that important to us, but we'll just have to see how we get on. Get this schedule moved on as quickly as possible. Boss, I think I'd make a great replacement for Chambers' position. I hope you'll give me the chance. Okay, Tim Payne, you potentially were going to go out on loan, but you may stay. Give you a run in the team. Okay, contract offer declined. A bigger role. Well, I don't want to lie to you and tell you that you're going to be a first team regular when you're not. Okay. Okay, that's sort of caught me off guard. I'd have thought for an 18-year-old he'd have accepted a future first team, but maybe he has bigger plans for himself. What we'll do, we'll look to bring in Patterson instead. We'll look to bolster our defensive options. We'll offer him 2,000 a week for 4 years, and we'll see if he accepts that. And we will get this schedule moved on, so we can find out whether Patterson signs or not, as Germany beat Portugal in the World Cup. And Juventus are in talks with CSK Moscow over Akinfeev. Okay, Brazil roll on into the next round of the World Cup. And we will get this schedule moved on, and we'll see if Patterson accepts. No, he doesn't. He wants a bigger role in the squad. Okay, I really don't understand why some of these players, they're just, the game's flawed in that respect for me, because the players should think, well, hang on, I've got this opportunity, and maybe I'm bigging myself and York City up here, and if I'm not thinking as if it's a case of, well, if they were going to Man United, then they'd have to expect to be a squad rotation player or a future first team player. But we'll roll with the punches, we'll move the schedule on, and we will just check this monthly scouting report. Okay, we have, let's see, was it Iago was the one I was looking at. I think there's the only one that's of any real potential here. Okay, so he's a left back as well. Potential between 64 and 78. Well, I definitely think he could be brought in to the team as Germany are crowned world champions. But Iago could be one that I look to sign. If he's rated between 64 and 78, there's a good chance he's going to be middle to high, so he's going to be 70. He's going to end up having the potential to be 70, 75. So he will be good in a couple of years' time when I'm in the championship. So therefore he will be a good backup player. As we have a transfer offer for Georgi Samov. Okay, he's valued at 950,000. The chief exec's not giving me any real impetus, but they've only offered 700,000. I'm going to say you can have him for 1.5 million. I don't think you'll accept that, but if you do, then great news for me. As the scout's back from Spain, and we look to have a few decent stars here. Wow. Creseo, potentially up to 84. Escobar, between 67 and 94. Unfortunately, we don't know where he's going to play yet. Vasquez, and we have a defensive-minded player. He's not really, for a 17-year-old, he's not going to move that much, whereas Creseo is definitely one that's going to look to move on. Pacheco, not so much. Belatti, I don't think it's going to be that much. But Castillo, minimum of 70. Creseo, this Escobar, 94. But we're starting to find out where he can play. He's a bit all over the place at the moment. But he could definitely be one we look to bring in. But I need to make sure that I do keep some transfer budget available for bringing these players in. I don't want to have the same mistake like I had before. But we'll get this schedule on and get this first game as Monaco come back to us and say they don't believe Salm is worth that much. So, okay, he can stay with us. I am more than happy for that to happen. I'm sure this first game is against Valvik, but we will transfer offer for Azogwe. Season-long loan to Rotherham. Okay, I'll gladly accept that. Okay, there we go. Wages covered, £950 a week. We'll move the schedule on. I'm sure that badge is Valvik. I don't know if they're in this game. They are in the Eredivisie at the moment, I believe. Well, I don't know if in this game if they are in the first or second tier of the Dutch football. I'm sure that's J.K. Valvik, is it? Hey boss, I hope you won't be rotating the squad and give me a chance to play, says Thomas Platt. No chance, mate. You're not going to be part of my team, so I'm not going to give you a chance. I'm sorry, but there are better players out there who deserve a chance in the starting lineup. Okay, Pranjic is on the bench, so is Vidal Perot. I think this team, as it stands, looks fairly good. I was going to put Ho in the shot window, but I decided against it. Yeah, that team. The only thing I'd potentially do, yeah, I'll take Blanchett out, and if I'm going to have Vidal Perot as my my main left back, I may as well get him in the team now and get him blended into how we play. Milanov. If I'm going to play this as though it's my full team, and my starting team, so Achille can come in. Other than that, the team looks like it will be the same team that will start the first game of the season for me. And we will get this game against RKC Valvik done and dusted as soon as possible. Okay, we take the game 2-1. A brace from Camilleri, which is a great start for him for pre-season. I just hope he can keep that form up going into the season. A Super Heyman's in form. Okay, let's quickly see who is available. I might go for after this Morris now. I really want Naki Wells, but he costs too much. I think Robinson and Piazzon are potentially going to be out of my league. We'll inquire for Naki Wells. Bradford just got relegated last season, so they may look to use him to come up for this season to try and get promoted again. But we'll have to see. This Zabala looks really good player, but I don't know how much I'll actually play him and how much he'd actually come into the team. Well, let's get Lucas Piazza in, but then again, whoa, 15,000 a week wages, we can't afford that. Same for Robinson, so I'll take them both off my shortlist. The time has passed for those two. Tony Vorhainer would have been another one I'd look to bring back in, but his 10 yellows and 2 reds last season just sort of put me off bringing him back. Well, we'll quickly get the schedule moved on and get this second pre-season game underway. Naki Wells inquiry. We have no interest in allowing Naki Wells to join your team. Okay. Well, hopefully my interest has potentially sparked Naki Wells into wanting to come to my team. And we will have to see how that progresses. But we'll get this next friendly underway against Al Hilal. We'll keep the same team as before. I don't see any reason to change it. Okay, we draw 2-2. Camilleri scores again. Silver scores for us. Not too bad a result. No one sent off. Hames came on for Soriano. That looked to be the only change, as there are calls to drop out of sorts Baker. Loic Romer. I've been speaking to my agent, and he's helped me realise that the role at this club that I was offered in my contract is not currently being given to me. I hope this will change. Contemplating actually letting you go out on loan. With the centre backs that I've got, and potentially getting rid of Ho, I'm left with Romer, Achille, Milanov, and Camacho. So, you know what? I think a season out on loan would be wise. We'll see if we can get you some game time. But then again, Jordan Patterson, he's rated higher than Romer. I'm sure he is. Okay, we'll offer you a squad rotation player. We'll see if he'll accept this role, this contract. Because allowing a Romer to go out would obviously mean I will need cover, not just 3 centre backs. Well, then again, if Patterson comes in, I could just sell Romer. Contract offer declined. A bigger squad role. Okay. We'll make you an important first team player, because if Romer either gets sold or loaned out, then I am going to need a 4th striker, and sorry, 4th defender, and I am going to look to rotate my players. What is Romer rated? Let's always have a quick check. So if he's rated less than, see, it's rated 65 and he's 80, so I'll look to sell him. And he's worth 700,000, so I'll look to actually sell him. Patterson's the same age, but he's higher rated. So let's make some money off Romer. But I'll still look to use him as a squad player, and if he improves, I may take him off the transfer list. We'll have to see. I think it's a toss-up between Ho and Romer. Whichever one leaves first, the other one stays. Then I do have a fair amount of cover in the centre-back position. To be fair, Milanov can also play right-back as well. So that could mean Oyebanjo leaves us. That could be how I look at doing it. We'll just make a couple of quick changes to the team. Hayams can come in. Pranic can come in for this first game. I'll give Tim Payne a go. He said he thinks he can take Chambers' role. I'll give Bassam a game. We may as well give Oyebanjo a game and Blanchett. We'll put Ho and Romer in the shot window. Hopefully some scouts are watching them. You never know. But we'll get this last pre-season game against Burton out of the way. Plus it allows me to rest a few of my first team players. Okay. We put Burton 1-0 up, but goals from Struma and Payne give us the victory 2-1. Yeah, allow me to change the team. We'll give some of my first team regulars a break before the start of the season, and then they'll be fresh and ready to go for the first game against Yeovil. We'll quickly move the schedule on, as Jordan Patterson has accepted the contract offer. That's great news. He's same age as Romer, but he's rated 3 higher. So we'll quickly get him into the team as soon as we can. As Watford's many people's dark horses for promotion. Neil Taylor. I was carrying a bit of a knock, but that has been cleared up now. I'm ready for the first game. He wants to be in the team. Sean Vilhena came to me with that last season, and he had a belter of his first game. As going up the battle cry from York City fans. Predicted to finish top. Key player was David Camilleri this season. According to defender Ho, who actually wants out at the end of last season wanted out of the club, and he's the one doing the talking. Okay, they're saying Kelvin Baker needs to step up, and also great things from Jordan Patterson. Like they always single out a new signing. I think it was Camilleri himself last season. Okay guys, I'll call it a day there. We're going to run through August in the next episode, with potentially the transfer deadline date, or depends how long the episode goes on for. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. Cheers!